Hello and welcome to our Friday guided breathing session during our Winter of Wellness with the Prince of Wales Health Network. I hope you all are sitting somewhere comfortably and getting ready for another wonderful session with Justina Ray. Justina Ray, take it away.
Thank you. I hope you have a great week, Abby. And I'm looking forward to helping us closing out this Friday night. I think, and I'm grateful. Seems like everything I think about comes back to being grateful. And so today we're going to center our call around gratitude and breathing. We'll just start with just relaxing into ourselves, being aware of ourselves. And I started this journey of awareness and breathing and being grateful. I remember thinking that I don't have a lot to be grateful for. And then I started very simply. I started with being grateful that I have hands, that I have the ability to think about what I could do differently. I have feet, can speak. And so today we're going to start right there. Just taking some nice deep breaths, getting comfortable in our seat. Closing our eyes, giving all the signals to our body and to our awareness that we're safe and we can relax and enjoy the next 15 minutes. Just taking in some nice, deep, even breaths. Hold at the top for a moment and notice. And exhale slow. The slower you inhale, the longer you hold. And the slower you're able to exhale, and the longer you hold, will show up as great strength in all of your life. But it's a practice. Practice means it's something that we must show some devoted effort into every day. Breathing deep is a practice. And in the beginning of learning to be grateful for the smallest things, being warm, having a roof over my head, having food, having a body that I can move. I just learned to be grateful and learned to practice the gratitude in moments. I started with simple things as well. Whenever I would flick a light switch, to change our habits, we have to give the new thing we want certain repetitive times in a day to make them a habit. And to make habits, it's actually easier to attach them to things that we already do. So to practice being grateful, or to practice being aware, to practice deep breathing, you can put all three of those together. Take a moment in awareness, breathing in gratitude, and breathing out gratitude. And attach it to other times of day where you already do something, like turning on a light switch. Whenever I would get my hands wet, that was a reminder for me to be aware and to be grateful, and to take a deep breath. It's in brief moments like this of reminding ourselves to be aware that collectively become habits that grow and grow into awareness that you can withhold throughout the day, many days in a row. And when it's hard, to make them a practice today, to make them a habit today, means they'll show up for us automatically when it's hard. So again, we just breathe into our bodies, into our seats, all the way down to our toes. Then we're using a straw, full air into our body, all the way down to our toes. Slow and steady is deep. Together we breathe. Nice and slow, steady, as a practice. Together we are grateful. Maybe we're grateful for many of the same things. There's a saying about being grateful that you have to do the dishes, or you have plenty to eat. Be grateful to pay for gas because you have a car to drive. Be grateful to be tired after a long week of work because you have a work week. Be grateful for breath as we fill our bodies with breath. As we fill our being up with gratitude. And as we practice awareness of our body and wiggle our toes, roll our ankles, flex our calves, touch your knees, your hands, and give thanks if you have them. Moving on to awareness of our thighs, the fronts and the back of our thighs. Nice deep breath into our thighs. And we give thanks if we have them. Rolling into our hips, moving, shifting in our seats. We feel our whole lower extremities. Maybe we're moving back and forth, giving a little stretch to our hip area. moving on up to our bellies, our digestion. Maybe our bellies are hungry, maybe they're full. We'll be grateful if we have a way to sustain ourselves today. Moving on up, let's just touch each and every part of our heart today. And feel the gratitude filling up our heart. Maybe there's a love for us. Maybe we've got somebody in our lives that brings us joy or helps us feel safe or smiles at us when we drive by. It's often just the littlest things. That space at the top of our breath, when we hold our breath for a moment with our bodies filled with air, you will find peace here. And when you exhale, all of the breath is gone out of your body and you hold it there, you'll find grace there. It is in those pauses great things in life come to us. So learn to stretch those moments. Learn to be there in presence. Give that space awareness. Practice your deep breathing, slow and steady inhale. Breathing in all that we want to bring into our lives. Holding into that grace, holding into that peace, and exhaling slow and steady. The breath that we want to feel when times are hard. Slow and steady, grace and peace. In practice, we find a habit, and in habits that we choose will show up for us when we need them. We practice in choosing habits. I hope that we're able to make Friday afternoons after work a habit for you. Just taking a moment, being in this peaceful space. Maybe you're listening to this recording and you like to listen on Saturday mornings or Sunday evenings. Whatever day and time it is that you're finding yourself listening to this, I pray many blessings to you and those that you love, and that you find deep gratitude in your breath. We find joy and peace as we move along. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you in this winter of wellness, and we hope that you have a wonderful weekend. Find some times that you can create habits. Give yourself clues to piggyback along. What are some ideas that you have? Maybe you can leave it in the comments. Mine were when you get your hands wet or when you flick a light switch. What are some things that you do to bring awareness into your life? What are some ways that we can incorporate practicing a moment of breath and a moment of gratitude, and a moment of awareness? Thank you so much for being here. Take care. Much love.